Who are you really? Now we're going to come back to where you introduced yourself earlier. We met in the coffee shop. You told me all about yourself. Now I want to go back into that experience now that you've had a little bit of time to deconstruct your identity. And we're going to pull back another layer here. I want you to look at that and do a reflection to see however you introduced yourself, whatever you told me about yourself, what parts of what you shared came from the roles that you feel you're expected to play. Maybe you introduced yourself by your career or your familial title. So maybe you're focused on, oh, I'm an accountant executive and a mother. Yes, these are parts of who you are. These are also just roles that you play in this lifetime. Maybe you introduced yourself by trauma responses. Maybe you went right into people pleasing, telling me what I want to hear. What parts of you are rooted in ensuring that you can control the perception? What labels were handed to you that weren't even really yours? What parts of this is performance based? And what do you think is missing now that you've done it a little bit more? So go through and look at what you wrote over these few paragraphs, cross out anything that's not really you, circle anything that feels like performance, and underline anything that feels deeply true and aligned, because there could be some parts of this that are really in alignment. It's not about judgment. This is about clarity. It's about understanding what parts are true and what parts of you are, again, part of this mask, this safety mechanism that exists within your identity. So I want you to do that exercise. And I want you to really think about it. Don't worry about like, oh, well, if this is, we've deconstructed who I really am, and now I have 2 sentences left, like, who am I? We're going to get to that. We're still in the deconstruction process. And then after you did that, I want you to go through and answer the integration and reflection questions that are on the worksheet. Who are you but beyond the roles that you've played and the roles that you've carried? So like, what lives beneath the surface, right? How has your identity been shaped by fear, duty, or even external approval? What parts of you feel truer than ever, right? Like it already feels so true. Now you're really ready to embody that. And what do you no longer, what if you no longer had to be performative or be for anyone else or worry about perception, who would you become? What would that look like for you? And I want you to just sit with this. This one can take you a little bit of time to like go through and get rid of anything in there that doesn't feel aligned or felt performance based. But then sitting with the questions of what would that look like if you were not showing up for anyone else and you were to show up just to please yourself and your inner child? What would that look like? It's also not a big deal if you can't answer some of these questions yet. Again, this is a whole deconstruction process and everybody will be at a different point, which is why this module, this whole section of the program, it's the most dense because, again, depending on where you're coming in, we're going to the depths of your soul to figure out who you really are. So when you're done this program, you know without a doubt who you are, what you stand for, what you're here to do, and how to do it and how to unleash it on the world. So if you can't answer things yet, it's okay. You can always come back, take your time here, and I'll see you in the next module.